Hey Virgo, welcome back to Owlchemist Tarot. This is your August monthly reading. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am glad you're here. Subscribe so you know when new videos get published. And then if you're a return subby, you know I appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the comments and the likes and everything. So I'm going to be pulling an oracle card, the Soul's Journey Lesson card, one. And then a few tarot cards around... Not a few tarot cards. I'm going to be pulling tarot cards for money, career, love, communication, and then a card for each week, just to give you an idea what's going on. All right, let's see. Interesting, Virgo. Now, I've shuffled pretty extensively, but I'm just going to shuffle a few more times. And really exciting that we're in Leo season. Also know that Jupiter is going retrograde back into Aquarius. So a lot of great ideas, epiphanies, awareness happening. All right, let's see. Let's see what's going to go down for you guys for the month of August. What's happening for my lovely, meticulous, organized Virgos. Interesting. Okay. So the King of Pentacles came out alongside discipline. And what a good combination, right? Virgos, if anything, you guys are known for, at least I think, you're organized, disciplined, you know, very attention-oriented. This says, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Virgo, when don't you, right? You're always very goal-oriented and you just always kill it every single time. King of Pentacles is very much that very earth energy, obviously, you know, very grounded, humble, very focused, moves in silence, you know, really focused on stability, home life, you know, being happy, you know, having things where you want them. It's not about a big show with the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles to me always is very kind of like that slow, silent, you know, earner, the entrepreneur that kind of like no one knows that they're this multimillionaire. They just kind of keep things very quiet to their chest. You would never know how successful they are. You know, very modest in probably appearance and look and just in general, you know, not really one who's very showy. I think this month is that your nose is to the grindstone, Virgo. Leo season is kind of all about the individual, right? Kind of that energy around, you know, showing where I'm at, you know, confidence, stepping into power, sometimes kind of being in the spotlight. Virgos don't really like that. Virgos like to kind of be in the background and don't want to be center in front of attention. You actually really like to be like, you don't like that because actually it gravitates to people who do, who that gives you opportunity to do what you want and those people get out of your way. The less people in a Virgo's way, the better. I have found a lot of Virgo women in my life, and it's just like, if you want something done right, give it to a Virgo, just stay the hell out of the way, right? I really feel like this month is, it's almost like your work, I don't want to say workaholic or work overload, but you're very putting so much attention into detail, so no room for error, Virgo. And I feel like this month is not necessarily to like, for you, it's not to be seen. It's just for you to be quiet and left alone and kind of get your own stuff done. So first we have money, which we have 8 of Wands. Now, this can mean a couple of things. For some of you, money could be exiting out relatively quickly. But I do feel like it's something that you're putting money toward, that, you know, some effort or something that you're working on in the background that you need to kind of put money into it, an investment into it. I think things around the money front are kind of moving relatively quickly. I think investments are growing for you. There could be a settlement or a win that you get and some money comes into your life relatively quickly or unexpectedly. Money that's owed to you could be coming back in. For some of you, you've overpaid somewhere and you might be getting money back. It's an unexpected lump sum. Something's happening in that front. So money looks relatively good. I don't see any, Virgos, you guys are pretty wise when it comes to spending. You're not frivolous. Virgos, I would say if there's any money or some money that you need to put towards something, it's very strategic. It's methodical, like it needs to go there, so it's not unexpected or kind of like, oh God, that just broke. You know what I mean? It's not like that. You're, exactly where things need to go, almost down to the cent. Things are looking good with money. Sorry, I'm just trying to repeat the words that I'm being given. Career. 8 of Pentacles. You guys are, like I said, when I pulled the cards, I wasn't really paying attention exactly what came out. And this card, because the 7 and 8 of Pentacles look so similar in the Rider-Waite deck, sometimes I always like misread them. This was right under the King of Pentacles where I have it placed. And I really feel like you guys are going to be working in silence. That's really key this month. Somebody might be coming in, a mentor or someone that's more heavily involved in the industry or project that you're in, that's coming down in to kind of help leverage you or grow you. It's almost like when you need help, the help comes in. So this card always reminds me of like when the student is ready, the teacher appears. But it's almost like going to be like a people of like-mindedness, and it's almost like a peer that comes in. But you guys are on the same wavelength and on the same page, and it's like the work that needs to get done just happens quickly because of who you attract in. Licenses need to be renewed. I don't know who needs to hear that. For some of you, that is the case. You're going to be working on getting that renewal done. You're going to be very busy at home for some of you. I know a lot of us are still working from home or choose to work from home, but I think for a lot of you, you're working on, yes, professional things that you want to get done, but also like personal professional things that you want to actually accomplish and get done. There's like some tasks or training or a certificate or something that you're doing on the side that's going to help you ultimately in your career, further your career, but you're working on it on your own. It's almost like you're working kind of overtime on stuff, but you don't find it as work because it's like something you're interested or you want to accomplish. Career's growing steady and slowly, but it is growing. You're going to be looked at for higher positions, but you need to be patient and connect to the right people. Love. Okay. Ooh. Okay, Virgo. This is maybe where this discipline card comes into a little bit, Virgo. Now, I have to tell you, most of the Virgos I've met, they've always been a little bit mysterious. They don't necessarily, like share every little detail of themselves. So, there's some intriguing parts of a Virgo that you learn as you get to know them. The 7 of Cups says that there could be quite a few options in relationships, love. However, 7 of Cups is something that I would say you just need to be careful, disciplined in your approach, because the outer exterior of somebody that you might meet might be exciting in the moment, but they may not be the best person inside, meaning that like what glitters is not always gold. This person could be pewter inside. So they have a nice exterior and they say all the right things, but like ultimately this person doesn't have the same values as you do. So there could be some you're not in alignment with a lot of people that maybe that you attract in. Virgo, I feel like some people, when it comes to relations and romance, it might kind of come in unexpected because you're really focused on work. So it could be somebody that you meet at work. Certainly just be careful. If you're partnered, I think there's a lot of things that you guys need to kind of deal with as a couple. For whatever, I keep getting this message, like there's things in the household, in the home that you guys need to come to terms with, or that you guys need to like fix or make decisions on. And there could be it's either items, like if you're like donating things that some of you have like real strong ties to. I don't know why that keeps coming out. But for some of you, I think that ultimately the 7 of Cups, like as a couple, you might be scattered all over the place and you guys need to kind of reconnect with each other. And I mean that your emotions have been kind of pulled in different ways, which that's not really common for a Virgo. So sometimes like you're emotionally tied to something else. And I don't mean cheating or stepping out of the relationship. I mean like you have been putting your emotions and focus and energy elsewhere other than your partner. And it could be things that are deserving of your attention, but it's been like you need to kind of reconnect and recenter yourself and refocus yourself as a couple. There's too many things going on, and I think you guys just need time to yourselves to enjoy your just downtime and just enjoy yourselves as a unit. Don't get flustered with each other, because some of you are going through something very, kind of like a little bit more of a roller coaster. So kind of try to be as sensitive as possible, understanding as possible. Ask questions so that your partner knows that you're actually interested in what's going on and you're trying to figure out and trying to help them. This can be very specific for some of you. Communication. I love this card. This is probably one of my favorite cards in the deck. It is Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a self-made card. So whoever is, this energy, the Nine of Pentacles, very strong, I would say, very vocal, a little opinionated. It can be because it takes, usually this is an individual who it's taken a lot for them to get to where they are, and they're stable, they're good, but they've had to really work through it and get to, and overcome some obstacles. So this person isn't going to take any shit. This person is very communicating, very direct, honest, clear, concise, doesn't bullshit, doesn't mince words, doesn't like small talk. So this month for Virgos, for you, say what you mean and mean what you say, and let the chips fall where they may. That rhymed. I didn't mean for it to, but that's really kind of the mantra, I think, for a lot of you. You're just like, look, I'm not fluffing what I'm saying this month. So understand that I'm very focused. I'm disciplined in what I'm doing. I'm really, concentrating, especially if this is professional for a lot of you. This is just being very concise in what you're trying to say. This is not, stepping on eggshells or beating around the bush. You're just coming right to it out of the gate, saying, look, this is what I mean, this is what I need to have happen, and there you go. If you don't like it, there's the door. It's not that you're rude, but you're just very direct. And sometimes people think directness is rudeness. I prefer direct communicator, but that's just me. Concise is always best. That's what Spirit keeps saying. In writing, take it easy on the tone, though. Just be kind of cautious of that, because sometimes, Virgo, you write how you speak, and it can be very cutting, and you don't intend it to be that way. You're just like, oh, shoot. Be clear on what you want in writing. Just be very clear. Okay? First week, out of the gate, Ace of Cups, and it's right under the Eight of Wands. So for some of you, certainly, yes, Ace of Cups can mean, a relationship. But for a lot of you, I think, because this is under the money zone, I think for a lot of you, you are, you're being very thoughtful on where your money and spending goes. But I think for a lot of you, this is also a week that maybe you can go ahead and pamper yourself a little bit. This is kind of like a way to reward yourself for all the hard work, because ultimately I've always thought that the Ace of Cups is really self-love. It starts with self, and if you feel good, if your cup is overflowing, with happiness, then you can really give to others. And I do feel like this first week, money on you is well spent. And it doesn't have to, it can be something even like a book. It can be something like even a spa or pedicure. It can be something really small. It doesn't have to be very extravagant. It's something that you just like really want or need. And I think even on the smallest level, it's worth the money. So this first week, I feel like you're really putting effort back into you. You deserve it, Virgo. You don't treat yourself a lot. I gotta tell you, I think like you're pretty rigid when it comes to like spending and money, and I don't need that, I'm fine. And first week, if you feel like you are like drawn to do something just even small for yourself, even like a little milkshake, I don't care what it is, Virgo, do it, because that kind of indicates that it's like a little treat for yourself, and everybody deserves treats, even a Virgo. Second week, you have the Hierophant. So your fellow earth sign, Taurus energy here with the Hierophant, under the Eight of Pentacles. This is, so again, I feel like work related, and you are really keeping everything kind of status quo. Everything is where it should be. You're not ruffling feathers. The waters are real smooth at work. You're keeping everything, where it needs to be. Even if you're working in the background, like no one knows. Like people don't know what you're doing to better yourself in the background, or like you're just really quiet and focused and no one knows the latter. So the Hierophant is also, this is the second week is probably being a little bit more politically correct, which Virgo, no one worries about that with you. You're, like you wrote the book on that. You have to play chess this second week. People are, I don't know why. Okay, I'm just going to say what I'm being told. People around you might be trying to scheme and get under your skin. This is very much about keeping your head down, not letting anything bother you this week, being just very focused on your growth, your evolution, your improvement in an area. The leadership's going to notice. It's almost like nothing can shake you, or you don't let anyone know that you've been irritated or flustered. Like you're very like poker face the second week. And it's also like the hard work that you've been putting in. People are teaming up to get you to that next level. I don't know. I'm repeating what I'm hearing, what I'm channeling. The Hierophant is a very disciplined energy, by the way. The Hierophant is very much like knowing how to navigate in like political red tape, knowing how to navigate in big, organizations. Like there is a lot of personalities, there's a lot of processes and rules and regulations, and Virgo, you thrive in that. Like you like to have things like concise, and you like to know where things go and what I need to do from get to point A to B to C to whatever, to executive, right? Like you're very, like you like a process. So for you, because you're so good at that, people are looking at you to say, how can they help us get even better? So they're looking at your talents and skills and trying to leverage that. And like I said, I mentioned that there could be somebody coming in that helps you get and grows your ability. They see so much potential in you. Third week, okay, interesting. We got that 7 of Wands under the 7 of Cups, so 2 sevens. Now, I think for a lot of you, this is, 7 of Wands is putting a line in the sand, right? Sevens are all about things starting to come, starting to manifest, things starting to move. I do feel like, Virgo, you're not somebody who appreciates change when it's forced upon you. No one is, but there's certain signs that just don't handle it as well. Virgo, when it comes to the 7 of Cups, I think for a lot of you, like emotionally, you're kind of putting like that line in the sand to say, look, this is something I'm not going to deal with, or this is something that we need to work on or communicate. And like for many of you, you're very much like, this is a deal breaker for me. This is not, if you sway one way and it's too far out of my comfort zone, it's not going to work. I do feel like this third week, you're going to be very clear with people in your life, even if they're, whether it's platonic, friends, family, lover, like you're going to be very clear on like what line you're not willing them to cross. Like you're going to be very vocal, I think, this third week, and just be very clear to say, look, it's not my way or the highway necessarily, but it's not going to be your way either. So there is compromise that needs to happen, but it's also about standing for what you believe in. And, it's okay to disagree, but you're not going to be pushed into a scenario that doesn't feel right for you. And you have no problem this third week to let people know exactly where they stand in your life. Okay. That was long-winded, sorry. Communication this fourth week, right under this 9 of Pentacles, you got the King of Swords. King of Swords, I gotta tell you, communication, I think for a lot of you, you're gonna be very clear on what you want, what you don't want. King of Swords rules Aquarius, or I should say, not rules Aquarius, I'm sorry. King of Swords to me represents Aquarius the best. This is a little bit more of a detached type of communication. Like I said, this 9 of Pentacles, I feel like you're going to be very clear, concise, kind of to the point, very much like facts-based. And with the King of Swords, it's very much with that. It's data, research. I would say you tap into your intuition. So Virgo, something doesn't feel right. Like it can look really good on paper, but something may not feel right to you, Virgo. And you need to dig into that, okay? But don't be afraid to ask the hard questions, Virgo. And you're usually not. I'm never concerned with you around that. But this King of Swords is like, you're not scared. This is not the time for you to tippy toe. It's like you're not playing it safe with communication. You're asking the hard questions. You're being very methodical in the questions that you ask, I think, in the communication. But again, when it comes to writing, be very clear, be very concise, follow it up with research or data, and make sure that they answer the question you're asking. Like, so sometimes when you ask a question, they answer it, but they don't fully answer it. Virgo, don't let people get away with that this week. This 4th week, you're trying to wrap things up and really make sure everything's tied in a bow, because there's a lot of things going on for you, and you need to make sure you're very much, in a place where you can confidently move forward. And the answers that you need, it's if you need them, you need them. And if the person you're asking isn't giving it to you, you're going to go to someone else. Virgo, that was kind of a long-winded reading. Sorry about that. It's usually a little longer than I like to go, 20 minutes. But I hope you have a great month. Please leave a comment if any of this resonates. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram for more, readings and just insights. And I cannot wait to talk to you guys soon. Bye.